Respect is a right. You need to respect an elder. It's their right, just as you.
Yo, welcome to my channel where I peacefully fuck up your illusion and where the truth only hurts when you live a lie. The youth may run faster, but the old knows the road. Where a new broom can sweep a floor, but an old broom know what dirt is. Yes, respecting an elder is definitely a given. There must be respect for somebody who paved the way and opened the door for you to pass. If the student shall not surpass the teacher, then the teacher hath failed. But there is no respect for elders if there is not a mutual respect for the youth. When you don't have respect for the youth, you are teaching them with arrogance. None of the children come out of the womb with arrogance. Arrogance is a learned behavior. Most of the children are taught not to question anything. Now they go through their adult lives not questioning anything. This because I say so attitude. You're teaching your children not to question. You're teaching them not to question why they're remaining in terrible relationships. You're teaching them not to question the jobs that's not really fulfilling them. And the youth is being taught with arrogance. So with that being said, the child grows up and they don't want to listen to the elderly about anything. Now there's been a disconnect between the elderly and the youth because the elderly thinks they know everything and the youth don't want to listen. So there's a lack of communication, and communication is what builds the relationship between anybody or anything in the first place. So we have terrible communication, that means we have a terrible relationship. That means the community will be falling. You could be 24 years old right now and the elder tell you, hey yo, I've been 24 years old. It sounds good. The only problem is you never been 24 in 2024. It doesn't minimize what you went through back then. Let's not compare struggles, but what I'm saying is you've never been 24 in 2024. Time has changed. You can't be set in your ways, but I get it. Your ways were set for you. You gotta always be accustomed to change. There's also something that could be learned from the youth as well if you're open to it, other than how to work these cell phones. If a teacher is raising a student with arrogance, that means that's all the student is going to know, which means you could be teaching them right, but I'm not receiving the teaching right. I don't want to hear anything you got to say, because now it seems to me that you're being condescending. Does that mean the elderly get disrespected? Absolutely not. But you must have the love and respect for the youth to raise them right, so they won't be out here on some crash out things like they're doing right now. They wasn't raised in love, they was raised in arrogance. Some of y'all were a little too strict to the point that when you become grandparents, you go from one extreme to another. There's no balance in either. Being too strict, there's no balance. Then when you get old enough and you have this hidden guilt about the way you raised your children, now you're letting the grandbabies get away with literally everything. No balance. Basically, you went from one extreme to the other. Respecting the elders is a given, absolutely, but you're still human. You can be wrong. And there's nothing wrong with the youth teaching you anything, because if we both can learn something from each other, we can grow as a community. But you're not familiar with this generation, so I can get you accustomed with the time. And the things that you've gone through and the path that you've paved can equip me to not make the same mistake that you once made. And now that I understand the exchange between teacher and student, one day when I become a teacher, I'll make sure that the student will one day surpass me to better the generation to come. I'm no Christian, but that whole thing where Jesus said, "You one day you will do greater works than me," that was Jesus saying, you're going to surpass the teacher. You're going to do greater works than me, he said. That is a testament to Jesus' teachings. It's going to add to the attributes of my teaching, because if you don't surpass me, then I have failed you. So the game I'm going to give you, I'm only going to hope that you take this game to the next level. So yes, the youth, always respect your elders, but elders, understand that your children need to do greater works than you because of your teachings, for those who need it.